It's time now for MediaWatch with Emma James. Hi, Emma.
Hi there.
Been looking at a lot of media reaction, of course, to this terror attack in Manchester.
Yes, absolutely. The whole world has been reacting to this one, and one of the reactions that a lot of people were waiting to see was that of Ariana Grande, who, of course, was on stage when that bomb went off last night at the MEN Arena in Manchester. She tweeted this in the early hours of this morning: "Broken from the bottom of my heart. I am so sorry. I don't have words." Now, we understand that she has actually suspended her tour. She was due to play in London on Thursday night. Whether that will now happen, it's very hard to imagine, but perhaps she will want to take the stage. As for Manchester itself and the United Kingdom in general, there's definitely very much a keep calm and carry on kind of ethos there. And this article from The Independent really summed up how a lot of people are feeling. It was actually written very soon after, though, the bomb went off, when we weren't quite sure what had happened. But what this writer talks about, Andrew Buncombe, is that it's not a question of Dunkirk spirit or a stiff upper lip. He says we're just not equipped to actually do much other than try to carry on with life as normal, to not allow ourselves to be terrorised, to not stop living our lives, because of course that is one of the aims of these terrorists, that they will somehow change the way that we live our lives. Other people in Manchester have been tweeting their reactions, lots of very similar thoughts. You've got the wrong city if you think hate will tear us apart. And this one too: "Look at my city, beauty amongst ugliness, solid arms, wide open." Other people tweeting images from the vigil that was held earlier this evening. This one very simply entitled "Manchester United," in honour of the unity of the city and, of course, a nod to the very famous football team that is based there. Proud of the people from all faiths who stood side by side in Albert Square Vigil tonight. Hate cannot divide us. A very, very common message that we are seeing on social media. As for James Corden, he had another message for Manchester and for the world as a whole about this city and the Mancunian spirit. And he's now very famous. He's a British actor and comedian, but now very famous in the United States. He is the front man for The Late Late Show. And this is an excerpt of what he had to say about Manchester. Take a listen.
Many of you won't have ever been to Manchester, but you will definitely have heard of it. It's a place full of comedy and curries and character. But when I think of Manchester, the place that I know, I think of the spirit of the people there. And I'm telling you, a more tight-knit group of people you will be hard-pressed to find. Strong, proud, caring people with community at its core. And if it was even possible, the spirit of the people of Manchester will grow even stronger this evening. My thoughts and prayers are with everyone in Manchester tonight. We'll all go to bed holding our little ones even tighter this evening.
So very moving words there from James Corden. And of course, Manchester is a city that is familiar with tragedy and with terror attacks. Back in 1996, there was a bombing carried out by the IRA at the Arndale shopping centre, which is it's about a kilometre from the site of the bombing last night. Amazingly, when you look at this image, nobody was actually killed in this bombing. The warning came through and people were evacuated. There were many, many injuries, but nobody was killed. Another interesting thing to note is that this attack came on the 4th anniversary of the attack on the soldier Lee Rigby, where he was almost decapitated by two extremists in the city of London. Interesting as well that he came from Greater Manchester. Now, it would appear that ISIS does like to mark anniversaries in some way, and it'll be interesting to discover if this went into the decision-making and the planning of this particular attack.
Yeah, an atrocious attack. We've heard world leaders condemning it, the people of Manchester condemning it, a lot of inspirational images. And as the investigation goes on, we're starting to learn some about the identities of people who were killed. And it's really what everyone feared the most.
Yes, absolutely. As soon as we knew that this atrocity had taken place at a concert by Ariana Grande, the American artist, we knew that victims were likely to be young and young females. And certainly so far that is the case in terms of the ones that we know about. The youngest victim, 8-year-old Safi Rose Roussos from Leyland in Lancashire. Her head teacher has paid tribute today, saying Safi was simply a beautiful little girl in every aspect of the world. She was there with members of her family. They too have been injured, but they are in hospital recovering. She, of course, didn't. Georgina Callender was the first name that we knew, an 18-year-old girl, also from Lancashire, Whittle the Woods she's from. And this is an image of her meeting her hero, Ariana Grande, 2 years ago in 2015. She was a huge fan of the star. And one tweet that has really sent a lot of shivers down spines today is this one from Georgina back in the summer, presumably when she got her hands on those tickets. She said, "I miss you so much." She sent this message directly to Ariana Grande. "Can't wait to see you on the Dangerous Woman tour. It's going to kill me." Now, that is a phrase that you and I probably wouldn't use, but she uses it all the time in her Twitter account and, of course, could have no way of knowing of the significance of those words.
Heartbreaking, really. Emma James with MediaWatch. Delano.